Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Soul Time. I hope you're well. Happy Easter, Passover, whatever you celebrate. If you just are about peeps, I'm with you. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about something really, it's such a hard topic. It's one I always struggle with, and that is expectations, surrendering expectations, not living in a life where you like kind of have all these defined expectations for yourself or how things are supposed to work, blah, 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 blah. Because when you're in expectation, you're ultimately causing suffering for yourself. I mean, that's it, plain and simple. The antithesis of what that would look like as just being present, being open to whatever the universe has in store for you, the universe's plan, and just kind of being free from attachment to any expectation of others, of how things need to be or should be, of what you need to achieve in life. And instead, kind of really tune in and feel, I'm just so excited to receive whatever the universe wants for me because it's way better than anything I could think of. It's way better than any of my ideas. Because when we're in expectation, if you're really honest with yourself, that expectation is rooted to some form of fear. And when you are aligned with fear and you have fear alignments in your life and different fears that are fueling you, and therefore you need to get this and need to get that because ultimately you don't really have it, you're the simplest way to put it is you're not living a life of true fulfillment and happiness. Okay. And the awakening process, which is what we're all here to do, by the way, is so much of understanding and releasing all those fear alignments. The more you start to see the illusion of fear and become free from fear, the happier that you become. Okay. When you're ruled by fear, you're in ego. Okay. When you're ruled by love, you are connected with your higher self, your soul. And that's where true happiness exists. And got a bunch of sirens going by. Enjoy that. Friday, Malibu, PCH, a little bit of fire season going on or something, I'm sure. Anywho, I digress. But so that's it. And a real key to happiness and peace in your life is releasing expectations, surrendering expectations. Okay. And again, hopefully you understand why. And instead, you might just be open to trusting the universe. You might just be open to surrendering to God's will, if that's some terminology that works for you. But really like being excited to just be surprised every day of where you're being guided, where you're being led, and being open to that rather than having all these ideas that have to happen and occur in order for you to be happy, blah, blah. So how do we do this? So I've got 3 kind of steps here, if you will. And the first is very simple. And I would start small. What I would do is identify like the 2 to 3 major kind of expectation storylines you have about your life, whatever they may be. Or the way you could tune into this is really ask the question, what expectations do I have that are kind of causing me misery right now, if I'm being honest with myself? So pick 2 or 3, whatever they are. They can be about things you think you're supposed to achieve or do. They can be about a relationship. They can be things you're putting on other people. But try to tune in and just take your best guess at what are the 2, 3 like biggest kind of expectation storylines, things they feel rigid, they feel these kind of energy around it that are likely causing me pain and suffering. If you're honest with yourself, you'll see they are. And then the second is what you want to understand is what the underlying fear is. Like, why have I created the expectations? What am I really afraid of? What am I really afraid of? And as you get honest and transparent about that, you're freeing and liberating yourself a little bit. And you're seeing like the illusion of the expectation as well. You always hear me say this, with total transparency comes healing. It's like the thing dissolves. When things are vague and you're like living in the lie that you need this because of whatever reasons, it has power over you. So you want to get clear on what they are and then what it is you're really afraid of. And then 3, the simple one is just practice surrendering them each day. What does that look like? That might look like, I think we've talked about this before, that you get like what's called a God box. It could be a shoebox, but you're going to label it God box. And you write these expectations every day and put them in the box every day on a piece of paper until like you feel less attachment to them. You can surrender them via a little prayer each day. You know, you can also surrender them via action, via ceasing to take the actions towards those expectations that you're currently taking and surrendering the action. So any kind of surrender practice that works for you. And that's it. That's it. So write them down, identify what you're really afraid of, like what they're about, and then practice, incorporate some kind of daily practice of surrender of them. It's, you know, in Buddhism, the saying, you know, to end all suffering is to end desiring. I don't go that far because I think our true heartfelt desires are actually messages from the universe, and they're clues about paths of resonance to follow and the great potentiality and destiny of our life. But expectation, I agree with, and that's a very different word. So if you want to give yourself a little bit more freedom this week, if you want to give yourself a little bit more peace and happiness, get honest about what expectations you have, the ones, the strongest, firmest ones, and just play with surrendering them and doing this work and see what happens. Okay, I hope you have a good week. I will see you soon, but bye for now.